We combine the genetic information from all 3 spiders into these 15 genetically designed super spiders.
There's 14.
I beg your pardon?
One's missing.
Huh. I guess the researchers are working on that one.
Here's a bright idea. Why don't we make sure and locate this extremely important genetically altered super spider instead of just assuming someone else has got it taken care of while we walk a bunch of unprofessional teenagers through this insanely expensive research facility?
Ugh, fine.
There it is. Giant web towards the ceiling and everything.
Ooh, you really saved us.
Great job, new guy. You keep that up, you're really gonna go places.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts.
Here's a bright idea. Why don't you ask all these people not wearing safety goggles to step back to a safer distance before you just turn on a tiny sunball for the first time with never-before-tested robot arms? Ugh, fine.
Okay, is that safe enough for you? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
One of us might have died!
Hey, I know you.
I thought you left.
Well, I was going to let you stop this train and then catch you right after, but then I thought, now's good.
Anybody got any other bright ideas? Here's a bright idea.
Every man for himself!
There's a change in the silicon mass.
Yeah, it's probably just a bird.
Here's a bright idea. Why don't you make sure it's a bird before you mutate the crap out of something just because you were too lazy to safely run this nighttime sand mutation experiment?
Yeah, fine. That is a big bird down there. Kinda looks like a guy. Oh wait, that is a guy down there.
Tank's full of eels. You close the lid for the weekend?
Yeah, it's probably alright.
Here's a bright idea. Why don't you make sure the lid is closed before someone falls in from 3 stories up and electrically mutates the crap out of themselves just because you were too lazy to safely run this electric eel power plant?
Fine. Hey, looks kinda like a guy up there. Hey, look, someone did almost fall in the tank.
Let me drive.
Oh my gosh! I don't get it! Why aren't these drones working?
Here's a bright idea. Why don't we stop making drones whose only weapon is to slam into things, but instead use drones that have missiles or lasers or even tasers? Oh my gosh, we're so stupid.
All we have to do is kill a couple of spiders, and then we can bring your family back. As many families as you want.
Tomorrow, my collider. Here's a bright idea. Why don't you just do the thing now instead of giving the good guys time to figure out a plan to stop you? Good point. Not tomorrow. Let's do it now. I'll see you at the collider. Looks like we're done. You sure we got all the alien tech?
Yeah, that's probably the last of it.
Here's a bright idea. Why don't you make sure it's the last of it before you accidentally lose a truckload of alien technology to a potential supervillain just because you were too lazy to safely run this Department of Damage Control extraterrestrial salvage operation?
Fine. Oh look, there is a truck unaccounted for.
Okay, we got all this super valuable Avengers gear packed up and ready to fly. Now let's just hit the autopilot mode and trust it's gonna make it to the new base without any problems.
Here's a bright idea. Why don't you make sure someone keeps an eye on all of that gear instead of assuming nobody would want to hijack and steal everything on this ridiculously expensive cargo plane?
Okay, fine.
Oh, well, hiya, fellas.
Okay, finally done equipping my glasses with access to all my state-of-the-art technology for Peter in case I die. Now to just write some vague instructions to turn them on and give them to Nick Fury, who will hopefully just hand them to Peter one day.
Here's a bright idea. How about you don't give military-grade death drone controlling 80s glasses to an easily influenced hormonal teenager just because he has a foxy aunt?
Oh dang, you're right. Here you go, Rhodey.
You ready?
Yes.
Nice knowing you, Spider-Man.
Here's a bright idea. Why don't you take a minute to make sure you're both 100% on the same page with all the details before you just kick off this wildly dangerous spell that taps into the multiverse just because you were too stubborn to take the advice of the Sorcerer Supreme?
Fine. Okay, so essentially everybody that knew you before can still remember you're Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh, except for Vulture. I don't know, the Vulture hadn't been a problem really, so yeah, go ahead. Here's another bright idea. Why don't you just make the spell to forget Mysterio and everything he ever said? Yeah, let's do that. That sounds way easier.
Done.